Hey everyone, it's Jamie and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about something that you may have heard of, may haven't. It's some big news regarding YouTube in the United States federal government. I've noticed that not a lot of simmers have been covering this. A lot of other YouTubers have. But I did think it was a little odd that I wasn't seeing a lot of sim YouTubers talking about it. So I wanted to take a moment to just discuss it. So if you are not aware, since 2013, Google allegedly has been in violation of COPPA, or pronounced also COPPA. COPPA, which stands for Child Online Privacy Protection Act, was passed in 1998 but didn't really take effect until the year 2000. It was passed by Congress. The aim of this law was to protect the privacy of children, which in the eyes of the law, a child is anyone under 13. Part of this law makes it illegal to collect data on internet users that are children. Search engines like Google, for example, collects your data and sells that data. That's how they kind of remain working, as well as they also use your data to narrow your search results and also decide on what ads to show you. It is completely illegal and irresponsible that Google has been collecting data on children since 2013. And if you've ever noticed, it's actually because of this law that lots of platforms like YouTube, Facebook, MySpace, they all had age requirements to join. Now, Google, which owns YouTube, has been fined by the Federal Trade Commission, also known as the FTC. However, that's not where this ends. The FTC is requiring YouTube to revamp their policies around child-friendly content. As we all know, there has been some issues in the past year already regarding YouTube and so-called child-friendly content not actually being, well, child-friendly. Part of this means that COPPA and YouTube have come up with an algorithm system to determine whether or not videos are deemed made for children or not. While creators can mark their own content as for or not for children, the algorithm can change those settings. And this is where the issues come in. The FTC also defines kids' content as content that might be appealing to kids. And they use vague terms like arts and crafts or vibrant colors, cereals and snack foods, and even video games and cartoon characters as examples that might be appealing to children. As you can see, this list is very vague and can cause a lot of issues. For example, will this mean South Park clips will now be considered for kids' content solely because they're cartoon characters? And what about video essayists who use animated sprites to represent themselves? Is that now for kids' content? ContraPoints uses bright and vibrant colors in her videos. Does that mean her content is now for kids? Subjectively uses cartoon sprites as well as discusses topics that might be appealing to children, such as Pokemon. Will Jenny Nicholson be forced to mark her videos as safe for kids just because sometimes she discusses Star Wars and criticizes kids' toys? Now, you might be wondering, even if these channels are obviously not for kids, what is the issue if they do get marked for kids? Is it really the end of the world? Well, no. But it could mean the end of these channels. If your videos or even whole channel become as marked for kids content, you could potentially lose up to 60 to 90% of ad revenue. You will also lose comments, the ability for your followers to receive notifications, as well as your content will be limited to who can find it and view it. For content creators who rely on YouTube as a source of income, this could mean the end of YouTube careers. As someone who works 40 hours a week and does YouTube on the side, I'm gonna tell you this. It's nearly impossible to keep up with high quality, consistently good material while working 5 days a week. YouTube's, well, if you want to make a career out of it, you gotta do it full time. And if you're forced to work 40 hours somewhere else and do this on the side, viewers are going to see definitely either a drop in schedule uploads, a drastic change in scheduled uploads, or even for YouTubers who want to keep up their schedule uploads, they will probably be seeing a large drop in quality. Now, neither the fans nor the creators want to do any of that. If that's not bad enough, if your content gets flagged for being marked incorrectly, the creators themselves could be potentially facing fines from the FTC. Meaning, if you flag your videos not for kids, but the FTC for some reason decides with its algorithm that your content is for kids, you could be fined for that. How does this affect the Sims community here on YouTube? Well, in theory, it shouldn't. The Sims games are rated T for teens, 13 and up, meaning our content should not be considered for kids. However, that does not mean that there is not a risk of the algorithm deciding that our content should be for kids. As I said earlier, the FTC defines kids' content as also content that could be appealing to kids. And then they define interests such as video games, cartoon characters, popular music, and vibrant colors. Well, shit, does that not sound like the Sims franchise? Does this mean us Sim YouTubers will have to redirect our channels to be less family friendly? What is to be said about Little Simsy's channel? Kayla's channel has been fairly family safe for years now. Will she need to pull a Steffo Sims and get down and dirty?
Hello, sinners.
Do you see my point? These rules are so vague it runs the risk of negatively affecting all sorts of channels. And let's be honest, the Sims franchise is marked as T for teens. However, many of us, myself included, started playing The Sims as children, meaning The Sims appeals to kids even though it's not made for kids. Will the YouTube algorithm understand this nuance? Or will it just be, well, kids like The Sims, therefore, this is now kids' material. Now, don't get me wrong, I completely support protecting children and their privacy. However, YouTube and Google are the ones that broke the law. Now, creators are the ones being punished, though. COPPA, since its inception, has also been criticized as being relatively ineffective, as well as law experts have been quite outspoken about whether or not it's even constitutional. And honestly, in the US, there is a history of there being laws passed that are extremely ineffective. There is something that we can do. There is a petition online looking to combat recent events. If you're interested, please check out the links below. As well as I have another link leading to the FTC's website. The FTC, for a limited time, is taking feedbacks on these recent rulings. Please use the links below and leave a thoughtful, insightful, and appropriate comment regarding this ruling and how it will affect YouTubers and YouTube viewers. The FTC, even though it's failing to do so, is attempting to protect children, and I think that's overall a positive thing. However, that doesn't mean that there isn't room for critique and to make it better. As well as I also don't believe that this is necessarily the appropriate way to go about it. As of right now, I am marking my channel as not safe for kids, but that doesn't mean the algorithm won't change that. And I think I should be able to, as a creator on this platform, not only be able to safely fight that deeming by this algorithm, but I should be able to do it without the fear of, well, getting fined by the Federal Trade Commission. Now, if there's only way to make my channel feel less child friendly,